Welcome to our videos. So before we start, imagine you are holding a leaked document that could expose a massive corruption scandal involving a high-ranking government official. So on one hand, you have the public rights to know. On the other, you are staring down the barrel of a multi-million dollars lawsuit under the Defamation Act 1957. So, as a media outlet, do you publish and risk bankruptcy, or do you stay silent and compromise your ethics? So today we explore this gray area, and to help us navigate this, I'm joined by our three members with a different perspectives. Okay, so first we have Roy. She will represent the law side, and then next Tong, who will bring the ethical perspective to us, and then Meng Fei, he is our strategy realist, and then last me, Jason. I will be the moderator in this discussion. So Rowing, let's start with you.
From a legal perspective, I believe the news should not be published, especially when we consider the serious legal liability under the Defamation Act 1957. Defamation happens when a statement harms a person's reputation. In this case, the allegation involved a senior government official. If the leaked documents are not fully verified or cannot be proven in court, publishing such claims could expose the news organization to lawsuits, financial penalties, and serious reputational damage. Even if the information is true, the burden of proof lies with the publisher. This means the media organization must provide sufficient evidence to defend the publication. Without sufficient proof, the law may still treat the publication as defamatory. Although freedom of speech is important, in Malaysia, it is not absolute and must be balanced with legal responsibility. Journalists must not only report the truth, but also avoid causing unnecessary harm. While exposing corruption is important, journalism cannot rely only on suspicion. Publishing unverified accusations may damage both the individual's reputation and also public trust in the media. Therefore, from a legal standpoint, it is safer and more responsible not to publish the news until the information is fully verified and legally defensible. Responsible journalism is not about publishing first, but about proving first.
Thank you, Rowing. A very sobering reminder that in a court of law, intention don't matter as much as the burden of proof. If you can't prove it, you pay for it. However, if media houses only publish sad stories, would corruption ever come to light? Yun Tong, how do you think?
I understand the legal risk involved, as pointed out under the Defamation Act 1957, particularly when it comes to harming someone's reputation. However, if we avoid reporting just because we are afraid of being sued, the media may lose its roles in exposing the truth. From an ethical perspective, I believe the news should still be published. The media plays a significant role as the watchdog in society. When it involves the possibility of corruption by a government official, it becomes a matter of public interest. The public has the right to be informed about what is happening, especially when it concerns to abuse of power. For example, in Malaysia, the 1MDB scandal was immediately uncovered through investigative journalism and leaked information. At that time, reporting such sensitive issues involved risk, including legal pressure and potential defamation concerns. However, without media coverage, the public might not have been aware of the magnitude of the corruption. This demonstrates that despite legal risks, journalism plays a crucial role in uncovering the truth. I agree that we must be cautious and responsible. However, completely ignoring the story may also be unethical, as it means failing to fulfill our responsibility to inform the public. Therefore, despite the legal risk, I believe that ethical responsibility and public interest should be priorities.
It's a classic clash. Legal liability versus public interest. Intong brings up the 1MDB scandal, which is perhaps the most significant example in Malaysian history of journalism changing the course of a nation. But it is always all or nothing. Ming Fai, how about you?
I understand growing legal concerns and share Yun Tong's passion for the truth. However, we do not have to choose between the total silence and reckless risk. I suggest a face-by-face reporting strategy. First, we only release 100% verified facts under the principle of justification. The truth is our strong seal. Take by the agent 1MDB reports as an example. Despite government pressure, the courts eventually ruled in their favor because they published the truth. This initial release will gain public attention and attract more whistleblowers. So then we can use the fair comments defend to raise critical questions, as long as our comments are based on proven facts and serve the public interest. Our legal risk is minimum. Referring to the 2021 Malaysia kidney case, The court rules that news reporters are protected by qualified privilege as long as they investigate responsibility and acts without malice. This gives us the legal breathing room we need. Last, this strategy ensures our safe and successful fulfilling our duty to export the truth.
Thank you, Winfei. It gives us a practical middle ground between silence and reckless publications. So, Rowing, I have a question for you. From a legal perspective, do you think this face-by-face strategy is enough to reduce the risk under the Defamation Act 1957?
Yes, I believe it helps, but only if every stage of reporting is supported by strong and verifiable evidence. Without proof, even a casual strategy can still lead to legal liability.
This has been an excellent discussion. Let's look at the landscape we have made out. So Rowing warns us that the Defamation Act is a sharp blade. Without verified evidence, a news agency is essentially defenseless. And Tong counters that silence is a betrayal of the public trust, arguing that some truths are worth the legal battle. And last, MENG offer a strategy bridge, utilizing legal defenses like fair comments and qualified privilege to leak the truth incrementally rather than all at once. To wrap up, law and journalism will always exist in tension. One protects reputations, the other pursues the truth. But, as we saw in the Malaysia Guinea case, the law isn't just a silencer. It can also be a shield for those who act with due diligence. And last, the safest path isn't always the right one, but the right path must be paved with verifications. Truth justice in media isn't just about being loud, it's about being right and having the evidence to prove it. So, and last, thank you to our members, Roying, Intong, and Meng Fei. Okay, goodbye.